Hey guys, we're back. Another video. This week has been pretty crazy. You can probably tell by the bags under my eyes. It's been a long week for a short week. It's been something we've just been smashing out loads of tenders essentially at the moment. It's been what our partners are calling tender season. That is where basically the budgets have all been finalised and approved, and everything's going out for tender now, because April's passed and we're in May. So loads of tenders. There's been really, really fun ones that have come our way that we've really wanted to sink our teeth into and build out and do something really special. So we've smashed out a few tenders, sent them off. I've got everything crossed that one of them comes through, but yeah, I'm pretty confident with them. I think we've done some pretty fun stuff with them, but yeah, so I've just been kind of locked to a computer screen most of this week, really. We have done a brand workshop, which has been really fun. Worked on that this morning. And it was actually like alongside that brand workshop where we were working with a really, really brilliant heritage brand. I started thinking about heritage brands in general and some of the ones we've worked with in the past who've come to us for a bit of a revamp. And it's about something that I'm going to call The Gap. And you might be asking yourself, what the hell is The Gap? But effectively, what The Gap is when you have a heritage brand that's been doing really, really well over the years. I can think of a brand, for example, that I worked with a couple of years ago that had this issue. Effectively, what happens is the business does really well. They branded 20 years ago, but the business has been doing really well. And now it's kind of got to this point where it's like, not stagnant, but kind of just steadily plodding along. It's, if you looked at it as if it was like a graph, the graph would have a straight line just going across. It's not going up, it's not growing, but it's not going down. It's just kind of plodding along. What the issue is with that, and the reason it's plodding along, is because they are getting new customers through referrals and stuff like that, but it's not anything that's really moving the needle too heavily. That's because most people are coming along to see the brand and they're seeing it's a bit dated, and maybe they're seeing that it's less innovative, less premium, maybe even a little bit less organized or less relevant, and it's a bit of a dated relic effectively. So what you want to do with that really is, you want to attract new customers. I think some people have this idea that they need to do a complete rehaul and revamp and change everything, and it's not really that. Like with the brands that we've had that have come through to us that we've been working with about, and I always advocate this as well, it's like, much as we love brands to come to us and want to do something really bold and really crazy and do something that really stands out in their category and really makes the impact and brings in new customers, we're also really conscious of not scaring anyone away. Like, no one wants to be a Jaguar, do they? Do something so bold and crazy that you alienate your entire audience. We're very conscious of that. We're conscious of the strategy we put in place and the brand pillars we put in place to make sure that doesn't happen to people. But really what the best brands that I've seen that have done this recently are probably the RSPCA by JKR. It's a fantastic brand. They went for something really bold, something that stands out in the category, because a lot of charities kind of look the same. So RSPCA did something really, really impactful and bold with the colours and the typeface, a custom typeface done by Studio Drama. They had custom iconography so that all the animals within the RSPCA felt included. And more than anything, they've done something so distinct, so ownable, and so uniquely them, that wherever you see them, you just know it's them. And it's a great way of bringing in, the old RSPCA logo had the sort of a muted blue that kind of blended in with all the other charities. So they've just evolved it a little bit, added new brand assets. And this is a brand that probably can survive for the next 25 to 30 years because they've made sure that they've got that heritage is still there. And it's just those tweaks and changes and additions that really fine-tune the brand and make it feel modern without losing any of its heritage. To be fair, another one is also from JKR, which is the Burger King rebrand in 2021. I'm fanboying over JKR, to be fair. They do smash it. They're very, very good at taking really, really big brands that have not updated or changed logos in years and just bringing them into the new world. Burger King is brilliant. They actually kind of went backwards on Burger King, which is what I loved. They looked at the old typefaces of Burger King, the old logo of Burger King, and they actually kind of went a step backwards to go forwards, because especially now we're all very nostalgic for things, and they brought back that nostalgia within the typeface. They got an illustration style that felt nostalgic, and there was something just really beautifully done about it. Bringing those colours through, and Burger King looks fantastic. That was done in 2021. It felt like it could have come out today and it would still look fresh. And I think that's another thing that's really important there. They've not, alienated anyone. In fact, if anything, people should be a bit more nostalgic for the brand. So I thought that was really, really good. So hopefully that gives a good insight into how you can carry your heritage into a new phase and carry your business of 20 to 30 years old into a real new light and get more customers. Ultimately, it's not that your business is bad or that anything you're doing is bad, but like most things, you can have the best shop ever. You go inside and the shop is amazing. You've got all these products here and it's, oh wow, you've heard really good things about it. But ultimately, if you walk up to the shop door and it looks trash or it just looks really, really dated, people might not gravitate towards that and might not want to walk through the door and see what your business is about. And that's where branding comes in and why it's so important. Because when your brand finally does catch up to where you guys are and the outside of the shop looks as good as the inside of the shop, you're going to command more trust, attract better fitting clients, justify that higher pricing, improve your sales confidence, look more capable in your tenders and not look dated. And all in all, it just means that you've got a team as well that's going to be a little bit prouder to have that sort of logo on their chest and say that they work at this business too. Ultimately, what this boils down to is that you make a really sharp impression on someone before you've even, anyone's even come through to your sales. A brand we're working with at the moment, one of the key things about the rebrand we're working on with them is to make sure that the logo has a big impact for when it's in, places like government and the Houses of Parliament, that it really stands out. Ultimately, when we did the Peak Cost logo way back when, that's been something we've had feedback on, is that, this logo has really stood out at events, and that's what it's all about, really. So ultimately, you just got to ask yourself, does your brand reflect where your business is today? If it doesn't, and you feel like you're like that, then it's probably time for a little bit of a shake up. See what, get someone external in to look at your brand from the outside and see how they can help and really, help grow that effectively. But that's me for this week, talking all about the gap. Next week, we're going to do a bit of an interview with James or Esme on all things either design or development. I think hopefully we'll have a chat with James around Lovable, because I touched on that last week and that'll be interesting to get his take. But yeah, as always, keen to know what you guys think of the channel. Let me know what you guys think I should talk about and dive into in the future. I've been debating about doing a bit of a weekly news roundup of the latest brand stories and what's going on in branding, with some weird and wacky stuff and some really perhaps big stories that aren't making the main news in branding and marketing for just a weekly roundup. But let me know what you guys think. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.